Welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to measure your combustion chambers on your cylinder heads using this awesome CCing kit made by Goodson. Let's get right into it. So there's a number of reasons why you might want to CC your heads. Maybe you're preparing to mill the heads and you need to have a starting value. You might be racing in a specific class that has a requirement that you need to be within. Or maybe you're like me and you have a set of cylinder heads with unknown history. Performing this process will measure your combustion chamber volumes, and then you can use these values as needed for your application. It's also one of the critical values to have when measuring your static compression ratio. Now, what's great about this CCB kit from Goodson is that it contains pretty much everything you're going to need to CC your heads. It contains this glass burette, a stand, an acrylic plate to seal off your combustion chambers, and a cleaning brush for the burette. I also highly recommend their CCing liquid. Just add distilled water and you have a very high visibility liquid, which is perfect for performing this procedure. Additionally, you'll need a cylinder head stand or a few blocks of wood to support the head. So let's start getting our tools ready. With this kit, the stand comes shipped in separate pieces. It's just easier to fit that way. So we're going to start by assembling the stand. And the base of the stand here is nice and thick, and it's got a threaded hole here. So we're going to take the shaft and we're going to start with the threaded end here and just go ahead and insert that into the threaded hole and just tighten it up. So now we can take our two clamps. This is going to actually clamp onto the shaft on the stand, and this one is actually going to clamp around the burette. These are very easy to attach to one another. They just thread right in. Now with our clamps assembled like so, we can just loosen this thumb screw so this can fit around the shaft. And once that's on there, you can just get it nice and centered and retighten the thumb screw. And that will hold everything together on the stand. And when you need to raise and lower the burette, you can just loosen that thumb screw and slide it up and down. You'll notice here that the two jaws on this clamp for the burette have this rubbery plastic coating on them, and that'll help prevent scratching or damaging the burette. Speaking of the burette, carefully unpackage that, and let's get this set into the stand now. So I've opened up this clamp enough so that the burette will pass through it, and now with that centered in there, start tightening this down. You want to be very careful with this step because you don't want the burette to be too loose that when you let go, it's going to slide. But you don't want to over tighten it either because remember, this is just glass and this will shatter. So just nice and snug like that. It's not going anywhere and we're ready to go. And that's it. With the CCB kit fully assembled, we can go ahead and get a few other supplies that we need to get this job done. Okay, so with all of the contents of our kit here and fully assembled, there's only a few other things that we need. Obviously, you need your cylinder head, which is clean and bare, ready to go. But additionally, you're going to need an intake and exhaust valve for the combustion chamber you're working on. You're going to need the exact spark plug that you're going to be running in your setup. We have our CCing liquid here, which I also have in a small container, which makes it a lot easier to pour into the burette. And lastly, some grease or petroleum jelly to seal off the combustion chamber. So with everything here, let's get going. Since this process involves filling the combustion chamber with liquid, we also need to make sure that the combustion chamber is fully sealed. To do this, we're going to start by grabbing one of our valves and getting a bit of grease or petroleum jelly, and we're just going to go all the way around the valve here, backside of the valve, where it's going to meet the valve seat, and we're just going to give that a nice coating of grease or petroleum jelly. Then we can go ahead and drop our valve right into place. This is going to seal off the valve so that when we pour the liquid in, it doesn't actually seep through into the chamber. So now I'll just go ahead and do that with the other valve as well. With both of the valves installed, I'm just going to reach around to the other side of the head here, grab the valve stem, and just give them a bit of a spin. This will ensure that the grease is spread out evenly, and that should give us a nice seal. And now is the time for a quick tip. If you've already lapped your valves, make sure that you put them in the exact location where you lap them. Don't start mixing them up now. Next, we can grab our spark plug. You want to make sure that you're using the exact same type of spark plug that you'll be using when the engine is in operation. So for example, if you're going to be running an AC Delco R45, make sure that you do this test with an AC Delco R45. Additionally, I'm just going to add a little bit of grease to the spark plug threads just to make sure that nothing seeps through there. And now we'll go ahead and install the spark plug. So now with both valves and the spark plug installed, this combustion chamber is sealed off and no liquid should be seeping out of anywhere here. So to prepare the cylinder head for the acrylic plate, we're going to grab some grease again, and we're going to go around the combustion chamber. This is going to make sure that we have a good seal when we get that acrylic plate on there and that no fluid is going to leak out. Now we can grab the acrylic plate that came in the CCB kit, and if we look here at the inlet hole, we can see that it's chamfered. We want to make sure that that wide end of the chamfer is facing up. You want this end of it to be facing down into the combustion chamber. This wide end is where we'll be filling it with liquid. So now we can take this plate and we're going to make sure we position it so that it's at the top of the combustion chamber here. That should be good right there. So now I'll just give this a nice press and just rotate it back and forth just a little bit to make sure that it seats in that grease. Here's a better shot at the positioning of everything. You can see that the hole here is towards the top of the combustion chamber. Here's another quick tip. You may notice that I have the cylinder head positioned on the stand at a slight angle so that the inlet hole is at the top and facing me. Now, this is very important. You don't want the cylinder head to be level or even worse, facing away from you. So since I'll be working on this side of the cylinder head, I'm going to position it at a slight angle like this so that the inlet hole is at the top of this combustion chamber facing me. This will help with any air bubbles. So when you're filling it with liquid, the air will get displaced towards the top of the combustion chamber and it should come out of the top through the hole. If you had it positioned the opposite way, chances are that you're going to struggle with air bubbles and that will definitely skew your readings. So now we can finally start to prepare the burette. And before I start to fill this here, I'm going to lower it in the stand quite a bit just to make life a little easier so I don't have to reach up as far. That's good. Before I start to fill it, we're going to make sure that the stopcock here is in the closed position. Don't need that spilling everywhere. So now I'll take the funnel that was provided in the CCB kit. Go ahead and set that in there. And I'll take my CCing liquid and start filling it up. This is where the small container really comes in handy, because I would not want to be holding a gallon jug up here. I'm going to go ahead and go past the zero line while I'm filling it, and then I'll drain it out a little bit to make sure that we're spot on that zero mark. So as you can see, I just have a small container here under the burette. We're going to do two things now. Basically, you just prime the burette, get it ready to go, make sure there's no air in it, and get that fluid level right down to the zero line. So I'm just going to reach around here and open this up. Now, if we go back to high school chemistry class, we'll remember that we want to measure from the meniscus, which is the bottom of the curve of the fluid. You can see here towards the edge of the glass, it's just slightly above that line. And the bottom of that curve is right on that zero line. So we're good right there. Okay, now let's get everything into place. Carefully holding on to everything here as I move it over. Now, holding the burette, I'm going to loosen the clamp here on the stand. And we're going to bring this back up so we can clear the head. Now we can start positioning it over the acrylic plate. And right about there looks good. All right, so now we're finally ready to take our measurement. So what we're going to do here is open the valve and let the fluid flow from the burette into the combustion chamber. We're going to shut the valve off right as the combustion chamber is full. Um, People that have been doing this for a while have really good timing and they can get it right when it's full. They can shut the valve off. It's okay if you sneak up on it, as in you have the fluid flowing, you shut it off, you check how close you are, let a little more drip out until you're about full, and then you can take your measurement. That's perfectly fine. What you don't want to do, however, is overfill the combustion chamber to the point where it's overflowing out of the acrylic plate and onto your workbench. At that point, your measurement is no longer valid and you're going to have to start over again. And that's okay if that happens because it's a timing thing, it's a learning curve, it's a process. So if you don't get it the first time, don't stress about it. Easiest thing to do then is just pull out the spark plug. You can drain the CCing liquid into a small container, zero out your burette again, and then try again. All right, so now we're ready to open the valve. Just double check real quick that this is still centered in that inlet hole. And let's open up the valve. You'll see it draining down into the combustion chamber. Open this slowly. And start filling the combustion chamber. Now, it's a good idea while this is filling the combustion chamber to check in your intake and exhaust ports as well as around the spark plug hole for any potential leaks, because any leaks are going to invalidate that reading, so keep an eye out for that. Let me get you in here for a closer look. As it gets close to the top here, we got to get ready to turn it off. I'm going to try and stop it short just before it's full. I'm going to stop right there. At this point, it's better to have the fluid drip in slowly so you can carefully watch it. So if you get a little air bubble, you're just going to want to slide the burette over just a little bit, just to give you some space to tilt the cylinder head. We're going to get that air bubble near the inlet hole. Hopefully it'll pop and come out. Most of it did, just have a tiny one here. With that air bubble removed, you can just set the burette back in place, and we're just going to slowly fill up the rest of the chamber that air bubble was occupying. Slowly. There we go, right there. Get you in for a real close look now. We can see that the combustion chamber is completely full. There are no air bubbles near the top, and the fluid level is just below where that hole is on the underside of the plate. So that is full, and we can take our reading now. Now we could take a look at the scale here on the burette. Again, reading the meniscus, we can see that we are pretty much smack dab on 62 cc's. So that is a 62 cc combustion chamber. So congratulations, you've measured your first combustion chamber. Now let's empty this and clean up. Next, I'm going to drain the combustion chamber. I'm going to do this simply by just putting a small container under the spark plug hole, and we're going to remove the spark plug. Now I'm just going to carefully move the burette out of the way. And we can go ahead and pop this acrylic plate off. Now I'll just grab a shop rag, get the acrylic plate nice and clean, and wipe down the head around the combustion chamber. Just remove that grease. With that all clean and dry, I'm going to write down my measured value here. Right on the head, 62 cc's. And I'm also going to write that down on my engine sheet. With that combustion chamber measured and cleaned up, we can now go ahead and repeat the process on the remaining combustion chambers and finish measuring the cylinder head. Once you're finished CCing your heads, you can go ahead and start cleanup, and we're going to start by draining the burette. Now, our last step in cleaning, we're just going to flush the burette with some distilled water. We're using distilled water because that will ensure that there are no minerals present, and when this air dries, we won't be left with any water spots or mineral buildup inside the burette. Now we'll just let the distilled water run through, so make sure we flush that burette out. We'll do this a couple times to make sure it's nice and clean. With the burette drained and flushed with distilled water, we can now just let it dry. Just let it air dry. Don't use compressed air. You can damage the burette that way. Lastly, if you do come back to this and you have some mineral buildup inside, just use distilled water and the included cleaning brush. That'll clean it right up. You want to make sure that it's clean and free of mineral buildup, because that mineral buildup will actually occupy space inside the burette, and that can lead to false readings. All right, so we've gone through unboxing and assembling the CCB kit, as well as using it to actually measure a combustion chamber. And we've also finished that off with cleaning and showing how to care for your equipment. So with that, that concludes our demonstration on how to CC a combustion chamber. Thanks for watching.